Welcome. I'm Chanmi.
I'm Jennifer.
Today we're going to talk about staying organized.
Ooh.
I love tech and I have all the apps.
All of them? Every single one?
I have a lot.
Yeah, me too.
A lot on my phone. And tech is great, but they're just tools. We need to keep the main thing, which is that the core of instruction needs to be solid.
Tech or no tech, when teachers have thoughtful plans that are designed to meet the students' needs, you're going to have your together.
Oh, yes, very much. What does that look like and how do you get there? That brings us to our segment. What are we going to do today? If you haven't heard that question from a student, then I want to shake your hand. It just cracks me up every time a student asks me that.
Right. Obviously, they're inherently curious why they ask, what are we going to do today? You know, teachers live in this paradox of being expected to totally be in control all the time, and then also having to give up ownership of learning to the students. You know, how do you make that happen? How do you balance the two?
Can you guess what I'm about to say?
Probably. In the planning?
Oh, yes. Whether you're using a traditional text or finding lessons in wacky places, it all comes down to being prepared. And solid instruction is grounded in lesson plans. And you know that because your plans are tailored to meet the needs of your current students.
Right. You know, you've got very deliberate goals, you know, the objectives that you're trying to reach for that particular activity, for the day, for the hour, whatever it is, for the week. Hopefully you've built in, possible anticipated student responses and reactions to things.
And you just want to make sure you plan to deal with misconceptions and also connecting what they've learned to prior knowledge and just connecting to what they already know. So,
yeah, absolutely.
And you can accomplish all of this because you have essential questions. Make sure those are open-ended, that prompt student conversation. And we want those to be well thought out and intentional and to tie in the learning to give them a sense of purpose and make it authentic as well.
Right. Obviously, we want to address the standards, but as we've talked about so many times, it's just so important to give the students lots of different opportunities to be able to apply their knowledge and demonstrate their mastery of whatever new concepts are, and really just putting yourself out there, trying some things, taking some risks, but not winging it. There's a difference between, taking the risk and winging it. The planning part of it, trying new things, definitely. Thinking about all the things that we mentioned is what's going to make it happen.
Very much so. And it is time consuming. We know it takes a lot of time to plan through that,
Absolutely.
But it's definitely worth it. Our
Yep.
students are worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can use the smart planner. And you can go the traditional paper and pencil route as well with a planner, but the smart planner it takes the time consuming part out of the way because it's got it all in there.
Right. Definitely save yourself some time if you can, but also take the time.
Right. So the lesson here today is?
I think when you take the time to plan ahead, you're going to ultimately create the best learning opportunity for your students.
I think so. I think that's really that you hit it right there. So before we end our time together, we want to offer you another goodie. So that brings us to our segment, Strategies That Get the W. So we have
a good one.
Yeah, we're bringing one of those tried and trues back again because it pushes students to reflect and you can check for understanding. This strategy prompts the students to be able to think ahead. So it requires two types of thinking, which is it's deeper on the Webb's depth of knowledge and on Bloom's taxonomy. Mm-hmm. And the strategy is called 3, 2, 1. So you want to tell us about it, Jennifer?
Sure. I mean, you can use it in so many different ways. 3 things I discovered, 2 things that are interesting, 1 question I still have.
Mm-hmm.
there's just, you can make it whatever you want. I use it a lot. It's just such a great way to exit your classroom. It's a good way sometimes to open your lesson from, to sort of gauge where the kids were from the day before.
Right. So, I mean, this definitely gives the students ownership of their learning. And like you said, it gives them an opportunity to revisit information at the intro or reflect at the end.
Yeah.
Reflect throughout.
Right.
Then it just gives the teacher those like ways to identify like what students don't understand or what they still need to learn.
Right. And you could do it, orally. They could do it on paper and Google form, just feedback from table groups, one person responds, so many ways to do it. It's awesome. I love that strategy.
Me too. Very tried and true.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of our segment today. We thank you for listening and spending time with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.